Howdy everyone, this is Mark from Groupable, and we're continuing our Onboarding with Groupable series. And today I'm going to be talking a little bit about what is Groupable. What is this application that your organization's adopting? What's it going to mean for you? What does it do? Kind of some stuff like that today. So the first thing to know is that this is not just software. This is a service. We do support. We talk to your parent organizations frequently. We have online trainings, online community. We've got online meetings that we do. It's not just software. Software has a lot to do with it, but it really is a service. The big thing that we support is our web-based application. That's the Groupable M2 Connect. Some people might think of it as our lodge page, which is our portal, websites, a lot of stuff. And the main component of that is member database, because the member database, frankly, enables all the other things that we do. We have mobile applications for your members. That is a member portal where they can look at calendars and stuff like that, and also a what we call our electronic dues card application called Groupable Passport. And there are a lot of different components in these things. Let's go over a few of those things. The big one is that we have this thing called Local Group Manager. That's for your parent group to use, and that's managing the relationship between the local groups and the parent group. We've got the Member Manager. That's kind of the heart of the relationship with the individuals that are in your organization. And the big thing about it is this Member Manager is usable by the local users, district users, region users, and your parent group all in one. We've got bulk email communications in our system. We've got websites for your local groups and others, mobile and web-based member portal, electronic dues payments, event calendars, and honestly, I'm just scratching the surface. The types of organizations we work with, they look like this. At the top, we've got a parent group, usually regions and districts, although those aren't absolutely essential. Sometimes our parent groups work directly with the local groups. You'll see there up at the top. But a lot of times it's those regions, districts, and then we've got those local groups where the meetings occur, where people get together, the events happen, the things that drive your organization. That's where those are done. And now, kind of let's talk about potentially what the information in your organization looks like today. So the typical organizations that we work with when we come in, a lot of times they have a primary database at the parent group that they maintain. This might be an Excel spreadsheet, an Access database, something like that. All depends on how old it is. But pretty traditionally, they've got a whole bunch of other files, Excel spreadsheets, other Access databases, that different aspects of this data are found in. Then we've got all of our different local groups that are part of the parent group. And we deal in organizations that might have, as small as a dozen of these, or 500, 600 of these local groups that are out there. And what do each one of those local groups have? They've all got files too. So let's take a look at an example involving just one member. We'll call him John Doe. And John Doe belongs to local number 1. And he's in their database. And he's also in the parent group's database. So we've got 2 pieces of data here. And then sure enough, he starts appearing in some of those other ancillary data stores, spreadsheets, Access databases, whatever it is, at the parent group. And he starts to appear in some files at local 1. And then he transfers to local 2. And he gets another entry in the database at the parent group. And then he shows up in some more files for local number 2. And then he gets an award, let's say, or he shows up in an annual report, or he holds an office and he shows up in another thing at the parent group. And then, he decides he's going to join local number 3, and he gets another record at the parent group, and he gets some more records in those local groups. So as you can see, you have a lot of data out there. And most of it, it's not in sync. Everybody has their version of what they think is the truth. about John Doe, but no one really has the whole picture. Let's just quickly look at just John's data. We've got stuff in the parent group, main database. We've got stuff in those files. We've got stuff in files at local 1. We've got stuff in files at local 2. We've got stuff at local 3. And it's hard to keep track of all the data and know that we have one consistent picture of who this person is. So what do we do with Groupable? Why are you doing this? So we take all that data that's at the parent group and we have our Groupable application, and we take all that data and we import it. Pretty much every piece of electronic data that we can find at your parent group, we import into the Groupable application. So you have a single source of truth. And then from that, we allow the group users, the region users, the district users, the local officers from your local groups, and all of your rank and file members to access that central source of truth and do all those things we talked about, like calendars, member management, websites, communications, emails. All of those things are driven by this application, a single source of truth that everyone within your organization gets to access. So in the next section, we're going to go over more about this and how we do some of the things that we do in Groupable. So stay tuned for the next episode.